Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, is exactly right. Now, we'll get to Kansas City. We'll get to the look-ahead lines when it comes last night. But, my goodness, when it came to yesterday, it's a win, and nobody's going to take that win away from them. But I don't know, Harry. I'm not putting up I'd rather put a parade up for Nova down Broad, the one they never got, than for and here's the thing, like, there are a lot of positives, there were a lot of negatives, the good, bad, and the ugly, as everybody loves to use a phrase here. I'll start because I know that we're going to talk a lot about Jalen Hurts, and rightfully so, and about the defense, and rightfully so, and about Jonathan Gannon having a moment, if you will, this week, and really maximizing his guys, and big play Slay, making big plays, and everything. But I'm going to give you the microcosm of a man who got insanely lucky this week in Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
And this is, again, the problem with Nick Sirianni so far is that he gets too cute in situations where you can't afford to get cute. And I'll explain, Harry, real quick. Because, again, people are going to bring it up. Points off the board on penalty. Oh, yeah, Greg Ward, he's an idiot. He's a jackass. Greg Ward made a terrible mistake that any veteran receiver should never make. But why are you calling rub routes, pick plays? Why are you calling these on the goal line when you have the talent to just put the ball in the end zone? He's getting too cute again, week in and week out. And I think the reason why I bring it up, Harry, is because I think it's going to get swept under the rug because they found a way to beat a good Carolina team.
Well, and that's also his position group. I mean, those are the guys that he is personally coaching that keep screwing this up with these pick plays. So, I mean, that's a definite reflection on the head football coach. I mean, this is his position of pride, if you will. You know, it's like if the defensive backs at Alabama screw stuff up. That's a direct reflection on Nick Saban because that's his unit. Okay, so it is kind of ironic that, we've had this week after week after week of a wide receiver screwing things up and pulling points off the board. It's unbelievable. And they found a way to win a game, and you got to give them credit for that. The defense stepped up and really won that football game. Their special teams made a big play, and Jalen Hurts made enough plays when he had to. To get them across the line. And they deserve some credit for being resilient and, next play mentality and all that stuff. And I get all that. But, man, unless this penalty nonsense stops, they are not going to be more than a 5-win football team.
Yeah, it's
6-win football team at most.
That's the thing. They were not the most penalized team, but it didn't matter at the end of the day. They got away with an ugly. Nobody's taking away from their win. Nobody's trying to take the win away. Nobody's saying that. I mean, idiots are, but we're not. But this wasn't like a 33-10 win where you look at and think, oh, okay, we got stuff to build on here.
Mm-hmm.
There's some stuff to build on. That was once again a running back goes over 100 yards of the ground. Once again, you're heavily penalized and you have points coming off the board. Once again, one side of the ball is bailed out by the other. Now, the difference, I think, and Barrett's here, so we can get his thoughts on it as well.
How's my signal quality? Is it good?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it looks fine.
It wasn't before. No, I'm at home. I had to run downstairs, reset everything, and ran back upstairs. I was like, what is going on?
It looks good. I can see the beads of sweat of frustration coming down to your forehead right now. That's how crispy it is.
Wow, that's HD quality, man.
Seriously, that's 4K, man. We got Brooks in 4K.
I guess the reset worked. I was petty.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
No, it did. I don't know what's the mood for you. What was the mood last night? I'm sure somebody last night on the show must have come out and said they got lucky. Somebody who played the game must have come out and said, but that's okay. I mean, you have to get lucky on the road.
Every week teams get lucky and win ugly in this league. I mean, it happens every week.
Bro, it could have been a loss.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to look at. It could have been a loss. Now, of course, as an analyst, we had to break down the inefficiencies on why the game was so close. But at the end of the game, they got a gift. And sometimes you need that gift. The ball needs to bounce your way. bad teams, really, really bad teams
would have
don't
lost
get
that game.
gifts.
Right,
exactly.
right.
They don't
Right.
get gifts.
Or they don't
Houston
take advantage
loses
of
a
gifts.
lead.
Right. So
think
they're
about that. We
trading.
saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
Houston lost the lead to to Mac Jones, who had thrown
right.
multiple picks for the first time.
Davis Mills
so,
played a hell of a football game yesterday. Their
Right.
quarterback. He
So-
deserved to win that game.
It's one of those things where, all right, to speak, speak what Seth said, just to give you Seth's interpretation. It's yes, he's glad they won, but the way in which you win, the way in which you lose. You can lose worse than what you got beat up on. And that was was kind of what happened the first, the last two games. But even this win, they won in an ugly style, in an ugly fashion. There's really not a lot of good besides the win that you can take from it.
Right.
Other than what's his name? Suppose he's
Sippos, the punter.
Sippos.
Oh yeah.
Sippos.
He's the MVP.
Yeah, he's definitely the MVP this year.
Yeah.
And he played well. The kicking game, Elliott, they played well. They blocked the punt.
Yep.
Those are all things in which the special teams, came in and bailed a lot of people out.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, they won the game. And I was happy that they won the game, period, man.
Yeah. And Ryan Kerrigan actually made a play.
Oh, he's got a stat now.
Yeah, he's got a stat.
I
And
missed that.
Thanks to Milton Williams, who actually made that play with this
Right.
penetration into the backfield and forced the running back, a little bit further out. And then he ran right into Kerrigan, who made the play. So credit to him. That was a big stop before the half, and then they ended up getting that field goal. And I thought that was sort of where the tide started to sort of flip back to the Eagles. And it took them a while in the second half until they got that punt block to really get things going. But they won.
Well, that's really what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, and look, that's not to take anything away from, but people are going to be like, oh, I'm sure there's going to be an accusatory tone for somebody who thinks that we're negative or things along those lines. But there's a difference between getting lucky or taking advantage of circumstance or just doing anything and everything you can on the road to get a victory versus something that's sustainable. And
yep, you're right.
Right? So maybe we should start there. I
Well,
think
let
the
me
most
start.
sustainable, huh?
Can I start? Can I
Yeah,
kick off?
go.
Well, my glasses always have full. I'm the eternal optimist. And what I saw yesterday was a team that took advantage and kind of willed themselves into this. You had a guy pissed off at the cornerback position and blatantly going back and forth with fans about how he plays.
Yeah.
He played with a
Right.
chip on his shoulder. So what does he do? He goes out and gets 2 picks. You know what I'm saying?
That first one was an incredible interception.
Incredible,
Yeah.
and then his counterpart gets a pick also.
Right.
So now the defense is trending in the right direction. You got a guy in Fletcher Cox that's now pissed off also.
Yeah.
And what does he do? The first couple snaps, he was getting blocked one-on-one. It wasn't making a difference. So I guess he said, you know what? I'm not going through this no more.
Right.
Turned around, turned it on, and he became a force.
Yeah.
He had a sack in a couple
He should
times.
play that way every week.
Right,
That's the
pissed
problem
off,
with him
exactly.
because he's getting paid to play that way every week.
Ah-da-da.
Yeah.
Ah-da-da.
Well,
And
isn't
he
that
performed
though
way.
something that is more sustainable than Nick Sirianni's game plan just not really having any life to it, or the ups and downs of the offense? I mean, think about the penalties are still there. The
Mhm.
defensive front at least showed up from a pass standpoint, right? Like
Yeah.
that we were
Sweat
waiting
got
for
a
that.
sack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
Sweat.
huge. Fletcher Cox, as Barrett mentioned, they still gave up
Hargraves.
100 on the
Yeah,
ground.
Hargrave's been a monster every week. That's the one consistent thing that's been a part of this
Right.
defense.
And you
Yeah.
could also see the presence of both safeties in the game.
Mm-hmm.
They were both playing at a high level, which allowed them to go out there and really virtually play a lot more aggressive from the cornerback position because they knew they had help over the top.
Yeah. Now
They knew
Darnold
the
was
last line
terrible.
was-
Darnold was
Yeah,
awful.
that's the
He was
thing.
off
And
the entire game.
He was Jets Darnold.
yeah,
Yes,
he was.
yes.
For
That's
the
right.
first time all
Yeah.
season, he was Sam Darnold of the New York Jets.
But
And
the
here's the
3
thing.
wins. Look at the 3 wins. Look at the guys. Look at the quality of opponent that they won the 3 wins with.
Right.
And we have to take that into consideration. At least our 3 losses are to teams that potentially could be in the playoffs. The 49ers, the Chiefs,
And the
and
Cowboys.
Dallas.
Yeah.
3 great teams.
Yeah.
These teams are
Well,
good.
I wouldn't
that we
count
always-
Cowboys
say
are
the
the only
40.
lock for the playoffs out
Yeah.
of those 3.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
San Fran
yes.
may not make it
Yeah.
But we
man.
got I think they're going to make it. I think they're powerhouses because look at their
over the
division.
Rams and
Their
Cardinals.
division. Well, that's what I'm saying. That their division right now is the tops. You know what I'm saying? So they could probably get a sneak in with a wild card simply because that that division is so tough. And
Well,
the
they're
quality
already
of
behind.
what I'm saying is, all right, take the 49ers out. We'll just take them out then. I'm just saying the quality of opponent. I'm not really talking about what their record is.
Right.
I'm
No,
talking
I
the
get
quality
but
of the opponent. Regardless, because they're in a division that's tougher, they probably won't make it, but they should make it because they'd be the tops in our division.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
the
what I'm trying to
Panthers
get.
beat the Texans, the Jets, and they beat the Saints.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So, it's
Saints
all
are a good
relative.
team.
Yeah, the
Wait a
Saints are
second.
okay.
Wait a second. You can't give me that the Niners are all this great thing and then ignore the Saints. Saints are a good football
No,
team.
the Saints are decent.
Yeah.
They're a good team.
They're better than San Fran. Come on.
I don't know if
They're about the
San
same.
Fran's dropped 3 straight. They look awful. Trey
To
Lance
who,
couldn't
though?
do anything.
To who?
But hold on a
The
second.
quality of the opponents, that's what look at. The quality of the opponents is what we're talking about. The losses, I mean, it's almost like back when they had college football when, you had to blow people out in order to get up in the rankings. It's kind of the same way. You're losing to a quality of the quality of the opponents that you're losing to. It means a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're losing to the Jets, then, far be it for me saying that, all right, that's a loss you should have had. No, you should have whooped their ass, but
Wait
at
a
the end of the
second.
day.
All I would say, just to throw that back, is that Chiefs did beat the Packers, Saints did beat the Packers, and I don't know. I'm sure you watched that last night. I know Harry was probably sound asleep, but Kansas City ain't making the playoffs, man.
I don't think so either.
Come on, Barrett. Come on, Barrett.
Yeah.
They got drugged by the Bills.
Is
Yeah.
it Buffalo was so
drugged.
good? Like,
Yes.
what did you see? Was Buffalo that much? Look, here's the thing. We can't ignore the fact that Kansas City, and I'll agree with you in this standpoint of what's going on here with the Chiefs, where they haven't done much at all. You look at their 2 wins, right? And one of them being the Philadelphia Eagles, where they just absolutely hammered them, and then they get by week 1 against the Browns, right? Because they come back and everybody thinks, oh, here we go.
They turn the ball over too much.
A ton of times. They've lost 3 of 4 with that one game going up against an Eagles defense that was just terrible during that 2-game stretch. Was it really, are they this bad, or was Buffalo really that good?
I think
that was an ass
Buffalo's
whooping.
pretty darn good.
I think Buffalo's just really good, man. I mean,
Yeah.
look at their DBs, Tre'Davious White. They have guys that can really play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Linebackers are pretty good.
And I think defensive coaches are starting to figure out how to contain Kansas City.
Right.
Offensively.
I think that they'll take it on the chin and allow Hill to go out there and make his plays here and there. But just as long as they keep Kelsey out of the game. Kelsey seems to be the factor to make that he's the factor that really moves that offense. He's more comfortable throwing to him than he is throwing to Hill.
Yeah.
And it seems like Hill's big plays happen during, brain farts by DBs. He's fast.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
His route combinations aren't
like busted coverages. They
right.
take advantage
There's
of
a
that
lot of
stuff.
busted coverages in which he gets chunk yardage. And how many times is busted coverage going to happen?
Yeah.
If you keep somebody over the top, I mean,
Not
he's not
busted
really a guy who
rhymes.
can go up there and just.
And Angry Al Bundy on the stream is correct too. Their
geez.
defense stinks.
Kansas
City's defense is awful.
And they didn't have Jones yesterday.
How many big plays did they give up last night?
Every play was honestly, it felt like every play was a big play.
Yeah.
Bro,
you know what was
they're
crazy
doing.
about
They
it?
were running the rock on them, man. Like they were literally running the ball on with their quarterback, running counter trays, powers with their quarterback. And when you do that, you add another blocker in there because it kind of equalizes the defense because now you have to bring another player in, another guy to come in and make the tackle on a quarterback that's 245 pounds, 6'5".
Yeah.
I mean, that's just another facet of their game that we should be using also.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
I go ahead.
No, I mean Josh Allen. What do you have? He had 15 completed passes and threw for over 300 yards. I mean, that's hard to do. That's big play after big play after
chunk
big play.
Yard, chunk. Tight ends and everything.
I'm telling you, there was one play, Dustin Knox. Now he pushed off, but that's fine. He didn't get called for it. There was this bomb that Allen threw to Knox, and it was almost like watching Allen in what would be like a pickup game. If he just showed up and was playing with regular people and he just hold on to the ball, and here comes like me or Harry or somebody that's not even going to impact him at all. And he's just like, and then he just flicks it in the air. And he knew that he was barely going to get hit, and Knox was just going to be able to go up and get that ball. And it was insane where just how easy it was last night. That's all I'm saying. Like the Chiefs are cooked. I don't know, back to our team. I think that, you look at yesterday and this team definitely bounced back. They played well, but the problem that I have is that I feel like the defense may have turned a corner. I feel like that's a game that the defense can look back and say, all right, we weren't perfect. We gave up 100 yards to a running back, but it didn't matter. It wasn't part of the game script. It wasn't something that hurt us. We were able to make plays. We were able to cause turnovers and things like that where guys are playing in the right position, Fletcher Cox, right? And just certain subtle things like
Slay,
that.
too. He was allowed to shadow more wherever he went.
Yeah, he wasn't even on Hill last time, right?
Right.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he lined up, and they tried to counter that by motioning him. And it still didn't do anything to that defense, because now you have Nelson over there. So okay, then you left one good corner to another good corner. That's what we didn't have before. We didn't have the autonomy to flip guys like that, or have a guy that's just as good as the first team guy to make a play. And now we have that. So I'm comfortable with this defense. If you allow them to work, they can make some things happen. Also, I like the fact that they put in a lot of guys. A lot of guys played and tried to make a difference at the linebacker position. It wasn't just Wilson who got drugged again, but Wilson, being out there the entire time. They played a lot of guys. TJ Edwards, who's a guy that's a run stopper.
He blocked the punt.
Exactly. But he's a guy that's going to go out there and stop the run. He's playing downhill. He's not waiting for blockers to get to him. He's initiating contact, and that's why he played a lot more this game. Then you show guys with speed that they had. Davion Taylor played, and you could see how fast he was.
He made a play.
Even that boot they had with the tight end.
Yeah,
man, I could see Wilson running behind him for days. No, Davion Taylor stuck with him and was able to make the play. They were kicking. They made him punt on that play. So they're starting to see, all right, what's working, what's not working. We have McLeod back there. I'm a little more comfortable to have my guys a little more aggressive. I can jump routes now. I can go out there and play a more physical game at the quarterback position. Avonte Maddox made a huge play. Got beat deep, was able to recover and knock the ball down just before it got to the receiver. Hit it at his highest point, knocked it down. He would not feel comfortable with doing that if he didn't have guys backing him up on the tail end.
No, man, I think the opposite end of that is just how bad of a game Nick Sirianni had.
Yeah.
And
I still don't know what the offense is.
Look,
what is it?
We talked about this, Barrett, before you popped on, and this is what stands out that really just I want to feel great about Jalen Hurts and his ability to just stay even keel and not really fall into the trap of being dejected and, oh man, we're screwed going into the half. But I feel like there is this just cloud that's kind of hanging over him, this Sirianni cloud of like, I need to show the world how competent of a coach I am. And it goes back to that play call on the goal line where he's asking Greg Ward in a rub pick situation, why call that play when you have so much talent, so much speed, so many guys who can get in their own spacing, and you're trying to add an extra layer of think, right? You're asking guys to think as opposed to just play football. Yep. And he's getting cute every single week. He's trying to get cute.
Well, I just want him just call a run play and stick to it.
Yeah.
Teams know how to defend him now. Let me break down what they're doing. They know that they love running the run pass option, RPOs. Now, how do you stop RPOs? By forcing them to not hand the ball off. And how do you do that? You just keep crashing the end. So he'll keep it, force him to throw the ball. But while they're doing that, they're also playing the linebackers in a way that, they're sitting that linebacker right down where the slant is or where the play is going to be thrown to, that route. they're not having these guys go up and play the run. They're playing them back,
Mhm.
which allows you then to defend the pass. That's why whenever time they threw that slant pass to Smith, there was somebody there guarding him, somebody there to make a play. Now they're going to have to formulate something in which, either they're going to keep running that. They got to run routes that come from the other side of the field. Maybe the tight end running a drag cross route across. That way he can see and be right in the quarterback's line of vision besides, that backside slant. They've figured out what they're trying to do. So Nick Sirianni has a formulated plan if he's going to keep running these RPOs to get more pass catchers involved in this RPO.
They need to get Kez Watkins more involved in this offense, man.
Get the ball down the field.
Get him the ball.
Yeah.
But it's hard when you don't run the ball. Give me a called run.
They don't
play.
run.
Yeah.
Put it in pistol. Put them in pistol.
Oh,
you can
man.
run everything in your offense from that pistol position. Stop having them going laterally. Have them going downhill as opposed to going laterally all the time.
Everything's a swing pass or a screen, wide receiver.
It's amazing,
screens.
right? Yeah. It's almost like, Harry, to your point, that he's buying into the Sunday morning analyst and, all like the table of all these Jimmy Johnson and what have you, being like, well, a screen pass, same as a run now, Harry, I tell you, right? It's just like, that's how Sirianni has geared his whole offense, where it's just like, no, we don't need to run the football.
Mhm.
But again, I felt, okay, so this is what I was saying yesterday on a couple of different spots, where it was basically, for me, if you were to line up everybody, all the major players, right, in yesterday's game and say, okay, who skated? Like, who really got by because of everybody else and not themselves? How is that not Sirianni, right? Like, how is it not a guy who, that doesn't mean he wasn't bad. Let's credit him. That play to Watkins that didn't materialize because Hurts missed him.
Right. He went to Hurts instead.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then then Sirianni calls that play, though, in the second half and has trust in his quarterback that he can hit it. So it's not
the quarterback
terrible.
stayed in and took a hit, knowing he was going to get blasted after he delivered that ball.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's a good
But that's
call
just
by
my
you.
point in this, is that he wasn't brutal. It's not like fire Sirianni, but it's like, I feel like I bring that up about skating because there were more learning moments from yesterday for Nick Sirianni, I think, than anybody else. And I don't know how much it's going to stick, because they got to win, and they deserve to get that win, because Mike Clay and that special team. I didn't know this. Did you guys know this? Apparently, I was talking to Kemsky about this yesterday, but apparently they were practicing that specific look that they were waiting to get from the Panthers on the punt. And what happened is, was it Edwards, right? Who blocked the punt? Edwards,
TJ
right?
Edwards blocked it,
So,
and Sean Bradley picked it up.
Right. So the guy in front of Edwards, I forget who it was, but and it's a very thin line, because you can't hit the long snapper, but he brushed him. So he had no choice but to follow that guy and leave a hole for Edwards. But they were looking for that specific look with the up back in order to do it. Clay recognized it, called it. I just broke it down.
What happened was they've been running punt block. The previous time they ran punt block, and they had an 8-man front. And on that 8-man front, they noticed that everybody turned their shoulders into protection. So the personal protector was always going to the left side, and the slide to protection to the right side. And then everybody, on that thing was slant. They were turning their shoulders on their dropbacks to, in punt protection. Well, if you watch, Edwards lined up on the right side, and then they run a looping pattern in which the personal protection is supposed to have, he hit him just enough. They made him, forced him to go with him. And as he went with him, Edwards looped around him, and they knew that guard that turned his shoulders could not get back, because once he went back, he got picked by his own guy, the personal protector, which let Edwards come in scot-free, and he actually just took his hand and just knocked it down. You know what I'm saying? But that just comes from just watching film, and understanding that once they get that look, you could call that play. But it was nothing but a twist stunt in which they took advantage of the protection and guys doing stuff on film, and knowing that you can't turn your shoulders like that. It's almost like you're an offensive lineman trying to block. If you turn your shoulders, then you can't redirect and get back into the protection. And that's what happened. He turned his shoulders, and as he went up, He watched Edwards go around, and he went back. The personal protector was right there with his guy, blocking his guy, which didn't allow him to force his way across and bump the protection off, which let Edwards in scot-free. I mean, nobody even touched him, you know what I'm saying? Because he was down in the stance, like he was going to rush up the field. But instead, he looped around. Great play call. Clay has been doing a phenomenal job getting his guys better. In fact, I keep telling people, you know, our 2 kickers have been MVPs for me.
Elliott hit a big bomb yesterday, too.
Yeah. No,
So
I think we took it for granted because there were so many other issues with both sides of the football, but here they were. And look, you don't have Cepas, you don't have Elliott, and you don't have a unit that can recognize and execute the way in which they did on the punt block. If you're not practicing, if you're not tight, if you're not good, if you're not doing what you need to do during the week, right, in order for that to manifest. So clearly the one consistent unit throughout these 5 weeks has been the special teams unit. I mean, have we complained at all?
No.
It's one thing to not bring them up, but have we complained at all? I know Cepas didn't punt against the Chiefs, and that's Andy Reid's gamesmanship right there. But my God, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. That's been a consistent situation as far as special teams goes. That's something that you can that's sustainable, right, Eytan? Wouldn't you think, week to week?
Well, Ash brings up on the stream, Rager is now apparently the KR1. I don't know when that happened or maybe they feel bad about taking snaps away. Does that happen, Barrett? Like, hey, man, we're going to take snaps away from you as the wide receiver 3, but don't worry, we're going to put you back and return kicks.
He needs to just stay in the end zone more.
Well, I mean, at this point, you know, they're just trying to use him in any way possible because
justify that paycheck.
Yeah,
sounds like radio.
He's not good.
Right. Well,
sounds like what they do at ESPN.
Right.
It's like, look, your last 3 shows have failed, but we're paying you $150,000. We got to put you somewhere.
Right.
It's tough, man. I mean, in what way can you justify his lack of being explosive in the offense? You know, they're trying to figure out a way to. Maybe they need to run more jet sweeps with him. We don't do stuff like that.
Drop early in that game yesterday.
You know, it is what it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you start talking bad about him, we say, you know, maybe he'll put a chip on the shoulder also, just like you know, Slay did. Maybe he'll start that up. Maybe he'll be like, you know, Fletcher Cox. You know, you start talking bad about him, he puts a chip on his shoulder and he goes out and play like all world. Whatever floats your boat, do whatever it takes to get whatever's going to get you motivated to take your game to the next level. You know, and that's what you have to do. I mean, if whatever focus you need to make you a better player, then do it. You know, I mean, he can't say anything but okay. You know, what he's doing is not okay. If we're lying about it, that's what I'm saying. If we're lying about it, then I can see him getting, getting pissed off about it. But at this point, you got to show me better. You can tell me. You know what I mean?
Right.
This game is a tough game, man. You can't have thin skin. You got to be thick skinned. If you're not producing, you will be exposed extremely fast, and he's getting exposed right now.
Yeah,
definitely getting exposed. So I mean, at the end of the day, play ball. You know, you don't like what somebody's saying about you, change it. Change the narrative. If you can change the narrative by playing better, by catching the difficult balls, by playing at a faster pace. Right now, I think the game is still too fast for him, and it's the exact opposite for Smith. The game is slowed down to him so much that he might just be, haphazardly going out there like, oh, I can make this happen. You know what I'm saying? That's why he had the drop and the fumble. You know what I mean? The game.
Well, that fumble was a nice play on the defensive back's part where he punched it. That was a la Peanut Tillman and what's his name? Olsen, the analyst, who I thought did a good job.
Greg Olsen was
good. Greg Olsen's pretty good.
He's very, very good, man.
Yeah, he's good.
Very good, man.
You know what it was? He was very composed. And it wasn't like composed in a box, like rigid, like, yes, John, that was a great play. It felt like
it feels
who
natural.
Was the play-by-play guy?
I don't know his name, but he was pretty good too. He's a new guy.
Yeah,
he's a young guy.
Not Spiro Ditas.
No.
Okay. Gee, I can't get enough of him. Get him out of here. How about this before we break, right? So yesterday, before the game kicks off, I put a small little sprinkle of a wager, maybe a little bit larger of that. So I was pretty upset for a moment at least. But I put a little wager on Miles Sanders' rush total. It seemed way too high at 45.5. And until I'm proven otherwise, where he's a factor in this offense, I'm going to fade him. I'm going to go under on these totals, right? Mm-hmm. So here comes Miles Sanders at the end of the game with this meaningless long run that puts him over. And I'm really I'm about to start the BGN show, right? And I'm all upset. And Rachel, who's the producer, she's like, what's wrong? So I had to explain, look, I'm happy about the win, but I just lost a bad bet on Miles Sanders, who hadn't done jack shit all game, breaking some meaningless run. Then Miles Sanders, for whatever reason, runs out of bounds and loses yards at the end of the. Do you see that? Yes. He almost gave the Panthers a chance at the end. Twice he runs out of bounds. So thankfully, him running out of bounds and losing that yardage dropped him below the total. He finished with 45 yards.
Wow.
So that's think about this. On one hand, right? On one hand, I have – this is amazing. On one hand, I have a bad beat bet that I lose, but the Eagles win by running out the clock, and it's just, the nature of it, right? On the other hand, I have a bet that wins because this guy made a ridiculously bonehead play. And I got to be honest, anybody who had over 45.5 yards, that's a brutal beat for you. Sorry, I don't have any sympathy.
I thought that total was even higher at Parks because I was looking at it yesterday for Miles Sanders. I think it was even higher than that.
It might have. Well, here's the thing. What time were you look? I got in right by kick, so it could have dropped.
This was I want to say an hour before kick.
No, maybe it was just a little different then. I don't know. I mean, we had this the other night, Thursday night for that Rams game. Fox Bet had Deshaun Jackson's longest reception at 20.5, and DraftKings had it at 14.5. So. Okay. Yeah, prop bets you really want to shop around by all means. Yeah. But I just thought I'd bring that. We got a break, but I just thought I'd bring that one up. Brutal. Not for me. It went from brutal to beautiful in one word. All right, we're back at 3 still.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 to 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Anything else from yesterday's game that needs to be extrapolated and broke down?
I can't find the play-by-play guy's name. He was evidently subbing for Kevin Burkhardt.
Yeah,
because Burkhardt, it normally works with Olsen, but he's doing the baseball right now, I guess.
Okay.
So I
well,
can't
nobody was watching that, at least then.
The baseball.
I watched a little bit of it. I watched
none of it.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I watched a rain delay over baseball.
You did?
Just because people, because I go to Twitter to see what was going on with the rain delay, and I just, oh my God. I mean, it's like, remember the criticism that soccer fans got like 6 or 7 years ago in our country, where it was like, it felt like they were going out of their way to explain how amazing every single match is and every single game is. And that's why you got to watch. And if you're not watching, you're not part of this exclusive club. Mm-hmm. And that's what I kind of felt like last night was.
With with the football or the baseball?
Yeah, no, baseball. Like, it's the first round of the playoffs. Cool the hell off. We're not watching Mickey. We're not watching Mickey Mantle out here.
They got 4 games today, man. It's all day baseball today. Tell me you're not going to have any action.
I don't.
Yeah,
I can't bet playoff baseball. Baseball, that's as sharp and as volatile as that gets. It's no.
Why not?
I tell you what, I like the Colts +7 tonight. I do
+7.
Yeah, I think they hang. I do. I think
you're on Carson tonight.
I think they hang. That's all. I don't think this is a blowout. I think that's the public perception of tonight, which is it's going to be a hammer down blowout, a hammer fest, like an MC Hammer Fest.
Do you find it weird that we still don't know what's going on with Lane Johnson?
No, actually, I think.
Good job by them. Good job by the Eagles organization for not leaking anything. I would have, you could have bought me with a wooden nickel, man. The mere fact that they haven't leaked anything about what's going on with
well, that's why
Lane.
though, Barrett, that this is something that makes me think that somebody either is in like extreme peril or maybe is passed, because it's not often that you don't have any information about what's going on where somebody's missed 2 games, right?
Kudos to them, man. I mean,
and Sirianni was wearing the number too,
right on his hat.
Yeah, the one good thing he put on his head in 5 weeks.
Oh, that's what that was. I was wondering what the hell that was.
Yeah, it was,
no, it was the numbers of these guys.
Graham, who's out for the rest of the season.
Okay, yeah.
And what's his name? Who else is out for the rest of the season? And then
65.
you have Lane.
Yeah, okay.
So, but I'm hoping he's not out for the rest of the season. But know, a lot of people, don't understand that these guys are people too. They have troubles, and just like anybody else does. And just because they're getting paid a whole lot of money doesn't necessarily mean that it really deflects off, the day-to-day problems that people have in general.
Well, that's better than him wearing a Flyers cap.
Or a gritty head.
Yeah, exactly.
I stopped thinking about that. I stopped thinking about, all the, semantics that he does. I mean, he just wants to be a Philly guy, man. And he's trying to incorporate himself and be Mr. Philly.
We don't like people that try too hard, though. You know what I mean? Don't try too hard.
Should have explained that to him. Yeah.
Like, if you're not cool, don't try to be cool.
That's
you
why
just
I never
accept what
do.
you are. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
I'm never the cool guy.
Accepting you for what you are. Just be who you are. Okay.
Like I tell
people accepted Sam Hinkie.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like my kids, I can't be the cool dad. There's nothing cool about me, so I can't be the cool dad. You know what I'm saying? I tried, it just doesn't work, bro. I'm not the cool dad. I just come in and I cuss them out if they're doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'll give them a pound if they're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? The little young guys that come by, hey, how's everything going? And talk a little junk to them, take them out to the basketball court, whoop on them a little bit, and that's it. I'm in a traction machine for 3 days after that. But I just try to show them, hey, I'm an athlete, man. But it pains me every time that I do that though, because I try each one of my daughter's boyfriends when they got older, like they love tall men for whatever reason. They play basketball, and each one of them try me. Every time they do it, they try me, and every time they do it, oh yeah, I mean basketball. Period. They just think that I'm an old man and I can't move or anything. They're surprised to see how quick I am and how old I am and big I am. They're surprised to see how quick I am. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh,
right.
Oh, the big fella can move. I'm like, oh yeah, I can move. I can play a little defense. I can't score worth a daggone, but I tell you what.
When I move, you move.
I eat them alive. Yeah, exactly.
The other guy's number was Sayamalu on his hat.
Okay,
it was Brandon Graham, Sayamalu, and Lane Johnson.
Right. So hopefully he's not out for the season. Hopefully he comes back pretty soon.
And how about Jalen Hurts doing the Superman thing?
Loved
in the end zone.
Loved it.
Come on.
In that stadium? Loved it.
Number one.
Yep. All right.
He's flexing.
That was amazing. Amazing.
Hey, all I'm saying is, man, if this dude is playing for Jacksonville next year because the Eagles have Watson or Rodgers, we'll be coming back to these moments. It's like the team celebration in the first quarter when you're getting hammered by 50, or like strutting around that you just made this big play when like 16 flags have hit the field and it's coming back, and you got the defender like, come on, it's coming back. I ain't celebrating shit with this team. All right, no. They need to get significantly better for me to feel happy about like the future of this team. I'm here. I'm not upset. I'm not negative. I'm not down on it, but I'm not jumping up and down with this football team.
Well, you know what?
I can't.
I'm in a not a bad place with this Eagle organization over how they're treating the whole situation at the quarterback position, because it's not really fair to Hurts and what's going on. I mean, they're asking this kid to carry this team, to carry this offense. The offense is run around what he does and his production. They're not asking him to be a game manager. They didn't do that to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott did not carry that offense when he first started in the league. He had a running game. They handed the ball off more than anything. His draft mate Ezekiel Elliott was the focal point of the offense. They're asking Hurts to be the focal point of this offense, and they don't know what this offense is. So how fair is it to ask him to be the poster child? The offense runs through him. He has the ball in his hands every single play, make something happen, and they didn't ask any of the other young guys to do that. None of the other young guys have as much responsibility to win than Jalen Hurts. None of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're asking Jalen to be the sole proprietor of this entire offense. It's run through him. And how fair is it? I mean, that's setting him up for failure. When I look at it, that ain't cool, man. It's not cool at all.
Yeah.
That's just my take on it.
Gainwell wasn't involved much yesterday either.
Right.
Nobody was involved as far as a running back is concerned.
No.
That's fine.
And you can't do that, man. It's not cool. It's not fair.
There's a reason why we stopped going to the chat, by the way.
Right. If you look at what they're asking him to do, even on RPO, defensive coordinators,
significantly the quality. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you look at the RPO and how they found and figured out a way to stop them from even running the ball, there's a reason why they stopped them from the RPO to just PPO. It's just PPO now. You know what I'm saying? Pass offense. You know what I'm saying? It's not RPO. So they're asking him to literally pass the ball every single time. You can't do that, man. And he's not even a drop back passer. Put him in a position where he can run more of the stuff that you ask these other quarterbacks to do. Let him hand the ball off a little bit.
So you think he's being set up for failure?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I really think so.
So it's a concerted effort to make sure that he's not the guy.
Yes. So as they go forward, how are they going to put him in a position where, all right, then, look at our season. We put it all in your hands. you didn't deliver. That's not fair to ask him that. So we're going to use these 3 picks to go out and get our future quarterback. That is BS at the highest, man. BS at the highest. I would have just assumed take those 3 high picks and going out and getting a linebacker, going out and getting another, balling defensive end, going out and getting another shutdown corner.
Get the 3 best defensive players you can.
Yes,
in the first round.
yes. Get the 3 best defensive players in the draft. That's how you build perennial defenses. That's why Dallas is on the upward climb, because they invested an entire draft on the defensive side.
Yeah, but then you got to trust that Howie's going to pick the right guys. I don't have great confidence with him.
Well, we haven't seen yet.
No.
I forget who wrote the article, you know what I'm saying, that he's on a hot seat again, because everybody that he's brought in isn't necessarily playing at a high level.
It's Marcus Hayes wrote that piece.
Okay, yeah. With the exception of Nelson,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anybody else, blowing me out of the water. I don't see
like
Harris
Wilson and Kerrigan. I know Kerrigan made one play so far since he's been here.
So what are they doing?
I saw that article.
And I was
Howie
all
Roseman's
high
not
on
going
Kerrigan
anywhere.
coming in.
Yeah, he's not
What
going. Why? Don't get my hopes up, Barrett.
What are we talking about?
Seriously.
Seriously. What are we talking
That's what I
about?
want,
Howie
man.
Roseman's not going anywhere. There are so many people to blame that Howie Roseman has positioned in front of him.
That's the reason why I can't get excited about having all these draft picks, to be honest.
Right.
Right. I'm like, man, we got all these picks. Yeah, but he's making the picks.
Right.
Right.
It's an embarrassment of riches right now, at the first round, bro. It's an embarrassment of riches. What are we going to do with them? We'll probably go draft another wide receiver. We'll try to draft another quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We'll try to draft another left tackle. That's what we're going to do, bro. That was great value at the time.
Right.
Great value. We'll see, man.
Right now, they do. All 3 of their picks are still in the top 10, even with the win yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 10th. The Eagles pick, their own pick is 10th.
Well, let's look at that. The Dolphins themselves have managed to position themselves as one of the worst teams in the NFL.
They'd have the 3rd
We'll see what happens with the Colts. Right. Yeah. I don't think the Colts are going to win, but let's see what happens with the Colts.
We need them to win a couple of games, though, because we need them to want to keep Carson, if he's healthy, as the starting quarterback. Because if they start cruising to a 4-13 season, they may pull the ripcord on him just so they don't have to give us that draft pick.
I can see them doing that, but even still high in the second round is
That's
still
not bad.
Pick. And I started that like 3 weeks ago. That all right, the second round pick is a high second round pick is just as good as a first round pick. So I'm at that point in my way of thinking right now about that pick from the Colts.
Yeah, I don't think though that, especially when things are done for Indianapolis, the problem is that they have 2 teams below them that are just bad.
Yeah.
And they're built in below them. Like they're not going anywhere.
Well, you're talking about the Jags and who?
Texans.
And Houston.
Texans. Yeah. So, I mean, they're going to make it to the playoffs. I kind of see that. So we'll be good either way it goes. I think so. I think they'll beat up on the Titans. They'll be good enough.
Indy's 1-3 right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they started 0-3. Remember,
the Titans are 2-2, right?
3-1.
Oh, 3-1?
Yeah.
Boy, there's a couple of defensive players here that are going to go very early, according to some of these mock drafts.
Barry, don't get me looking right now, man.
I know.
Who?
Well, the defensive end from Oregon looks like he might be the #1 pick, Thibodeau.
Yeah, he's hurt right now, but I watched film on him. We're talking about a long, lanky. He's a guy that can come in and be a difference maker from day one. He reminds me a lot of Simeon Rice and how he rushes.
Okay.
I've already watched film on him, Harry. I love the way he
How
does.
about Adam Anderson from Georgia?
Simeon Rice, pretty good comparison.
We're talking about a man there. He looks like Tarzan, man. Plays like Tarzan.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's literally right now. Anytime you can wear the #4, dog, and that's 4 and 5. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
4 and 5 right now. That's their numbers. You are a baller if you can go out and wear those type of numbers and go out there and wreak havoc the way they do, bro.
Yeah. And then let's see, the safety from Notre Dame is going to go very high.
Yes. Real deal. He could play in the box. Or
Kyle Hamilton is his name. Kyle Hamilton. Let's see. Then we got a couple quarterbacks. Defensive tackle from Georgia, Jordan Davis.
Oh.
Ooh.
You know, he jumps gaps Man, stop, Harry, stop, man.
Derek
Stop,
Stingley,
No, I love
cornerback
this.
for LSU, baby.
I love it. Here's why, because you know that none of these guys are going to be on the Eagles. They're going to use all 3 of these picks for Aaron Rodgers, something like that. It's probably not even going to be Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be like Derek Carr. That's who they're going to trade for. And we're going to look around like, are you serious?
Garoppolo.
Right, exactly. It'll be Jimmy Garoppolo. No, we just thought, honestly, we thought that it would be better off if we moved on from Jalen Hurts. Yeah. It's nonstop, man, nonstop.
Or actually, Gardner Minshew's the next quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. They'll move on from Hurts, but the quarterback is on the roster.
How about Minshew being down yesterday, and right, and people being upset? I can't believe how we traded for a guy who can't even dress.
Right, he's deactivated every week. Oh man, Adam Hutchinson, defensive end, Michigan. There's a bunch of them.
I know, man. I know.
Jermaine Johnson, defensive end, Florida State.
And I started watching film on Sam Howell, Carson Strong. You know what I'm saying?
Sam Howell. They lost to Florida State this weekend, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
North Carolina.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, where's that Mac Brown hoopla right now? ESPN can't. They
Remember
stroke Mac
start
Brown
of the
enough.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
my
Sam
God, it
Howell's
was
going to win
brutal.
the Heisman, and North Carolina. This is their year to win the ACC.
Right.
They stink. And how about Alabama losing? How unbelievable was that game,
bro? That was a great game, man.
Yeah,
that offensive line literally pushed around that Alabama defensive line. I mean, it was they were running the ball right up the middle. They weren't trying to run to the outside. No, they ran right up the middle, stuck it to them, put it in their face, bro. That was good old fashioned football right there.
Yep.
And
I couldn't believe I live bet them a couple of times in there. I had a nice a halftime, full time where it was Georgia. It was A&M was up, so I just needed A&M to hold the lead, and it was basically like betting Bama on the money line in the second half, and it was like 250. I couldn't believe they didn't come back. Like that's what the biggest shock was. Is like, okay, I get it. You know, they hang, but at some point you just thought it was a matter of time, right? Before they were going to come back and win that, and they were close. I mean, that field goal came at the final seconds of the game, so they lose at the end of it. But I know they can still technically control their own destiny, et cetera, but man.
That was unbelievable. It was a great day of college football, man. Saturday was awesome.
Yeah. And when you look at Alabama, the Crimson Tide, their running back was unreal, bro. I mean, he's the real deal. You know, Brian, what's his name? Brian Robinson Jr.
Right.
He was toting that thing. How big is he, man?
He's pretty
big.
Huge,
didn't he?
Yeah. Absolutely big.
Oh, he did he?
No, he's got to be gigantic.
Yeah. But
he's 6 foot. He's 6'1", 225 pounds.
The amazing
he was run away
thing
from people.
Was that after Alabama blocks that kick and scores, you're thinking like, here's the emotional play that's going to spurn Alabama on the rest of the game, and they're going to take control of the game. Like Eytan was saying, like you always figured that Alabama was going to come back and
be a moment,
control, and that was the moment. Only to have the 96-yard kickoff return come on the next play by Texas A&M, which stole it right back. It was unbelievable.
You're right.
Whoever number 6 was, bro, he was outrunning angles.
Shane. His name, his last name.
He was hauling ass, man. I couldn't believe
that was incredible.
Fast, man.
Yeah.
Oh, he did he?
Yeah, he did.
No, it was a ridiculous. Think about how many teasers, how many bets, how many tickets, how many people were like, "Oh, Bama, they're gonna cruise. They're gonna cruise."
They were like 17.5-point favorites, I think, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, yeah. A lot of people, I know it was like an easy teaser for them. Like, oh, it's fine. We'll just drop them 10 points or
win by
what have you.
7.
Well,
I
didn't feel good about it, man. Like I had this funny feeling in my stomach, man. Just thinking about that. Going into the Alabama Texas A&M game, I was sitting there like this uneasy feeling in my stomach, like, damn, is this gas or what, man? You know, but I had butterflies, bro. I had butterflies. Same thing during the Eagles game.
That was the same thing the Penn State backup quarterback was feeling too. And he had
that was rough, man.
How about that?
Like you have to feel terrible for that team because they win that game.
I know.
I mean, if Clifford doesn't get hurt,
yeah.
That's insane. And
Iowa 17-3. Yeah.
Iowa had a couple of big plays. Don't get me wrong, but Penn State was done.
Yeah.
And
Penn
Penn
State
State turned
just-
the ball over 4 times, and Iowa couldn't really take advantage of it. I mean, they should have blown them out, really. Penn
That's just
State's
hard-nosed
offense
football there.
had 50 yards on 46 plays after the quarterback left the game.
What?
50 yards on 46 plays. Talk about brutal.
That's like Jalen Hurts' first half stat, right?
Well, it was like Justin Fields against the Browns a couple of weeks ago. Like
Right.
the Bears had 1.1 yards per play in that game.
Look, we're going to break, but this is why I stopped going to the chat, is because people just have no comprehension. Now I'm trying to ship Jalen Hurts out. Like, can somebody go? We have every single show on tape. I'll pay you $10 an hour if you want to go back and sift through the last 3 months of tape and find where I'm anti Jalen Hurts in the first stance, and on top of that, want to shift him out. It's ridiculous. We're back in 3.
As a hardworking American, you've never experienced how tough working on the job, a personal injury from someone else's negligence, turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. 1 free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
Wow, Carson Wentz tonight, 9.5 rushing yards.
Oh, that's an over.
You think so?
Easy. Easy.
Did you see where your buddy Kurt Heelan has a report out about Ben Simmons? That he's
not
open to a trade to the Sacramento Kings.
Mm-hmm.
And that what they'd get coming back could include Halliburton and Buddy Hield and draft picks.
That's
I would
fine
do
with me.
that deal in a minute.
Yep, absolutely.
I wouldn't even need a draft pick.
Halliburton, yeah, well, I'm taking him. Halliburton can play.
Yes.
And
That's like 50
that's why I don't
times
think it'll
better
happen.
than Malcolm Brogdon in a draft pick, by the way.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Remember that nonsense?
Yeah. Well, that was the Pacers deal, right? Yeah, that was the one that was floated a couple of months
And everybody's
ago.
like, "Oh my God, this is amazing! We're gonna get Malcolm Brogdon in a draft pick," and it was just like, no. And then people got upset that it was immediately refuted. And look where we are now.
Where are we?
I'll
now?
take it.
Yeah, I'd take that deal in a second.
Buddy Hield. Well, look, Halliburton. If you can get him and a draft pick of note that's not protected, I don't even know if that's reference. Is there anything in there that's reference about?
I didn't see anything about protections.
That's fine, but look, if it's an unprotected lottery pick, then man, yes, absolutely. But you also have to think that maybe this waiting it out and this whole just okay, I'll pay the fine, maybe getting to Ben.
Yeah. Where he just wants to out so bad before the season starts.
It's like, all right, man,
I'll
get me
go
out of
anywhere.
here.
I'll go anywhere.
Yeah.
Now,
Bro, he wants that $8 million he just gave away for not showing up.
Right.
I'd have just showed up, bro.
Yeah.
For $8 million?
Yeah, I'd have made them very uncomfortable. Give me my $8.5 million.
No question,
I'm going to make
no
things
question.
very uncomfortable now.
And I would have sat back and went to practice and just sat there and looked. Just looked around.
My hamstring's acting up, man.
Or maybe you show up to practice and you shoot everything.
Right.
Like maybe that's what you do. It's just like you start, you pull up from 45. Jordan, right? Or now the kids, Kobe, right? You just start pulling left, and B's like, I don't know what happened. What are we doing? And he's just like, Kobe from like 35 out.
Fast breaks coming down, just stopping and shooting.
Just stop and pop, right? There's three guys. You're running the 3-man weave. There's not even anybody, no defense. Just pulling.
When I see Ash on the stream saying that Woj has something out about Simmons, and he does. 23 minutes ago, Woj tweeted an ESPN story on talks progressing towards Ben Simmons returning to Philadelphia as soon as this week.
I don't know.
That's the latest.
Well,
Wait,
I mean, that's
doesn't
only
that
true.
counter what we just talked about?
It does. Well, I'm like, he's coming back maybe to be traded. Like, I think it's sort of like, I'll do this, sort of like good faith kind of thing, maybe.
Right,
Okay.
right,
You
right.
know?
Which makes a lot of sense.
Right.
Makes a whole lot of sense. You're asking the guy now, come back just so we can get this process going. You know what I mean? Where do you want to go? You can sit down in negotiations and help us. Help us help you. Get the hell out of here. I can see that happen, bro.
I can see that too. Yeah, just trying to facilitate a deal in any way possible, right?
Right. He's become more open to the possibility of ending his time away from the team and reporting to Philadelphia. And it would be to facilitate some sort of trade. So,
But
that
I'd
may
be
be a
pissed off
piece of
though.
it.
I'd be pissed off though. In all actuality, man, I'd be pissed if I was his teammate, man. Because he's got to talking smack and about Embiid. Embiid
Right.
might smack him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Embiid might.
Hey man,
smack
it's just
him,
part of the game. It's just part of the PR game here.
Right.
You think
No,
Embiid
partner.
will accept that?
No.
I'll have to hit him. So, real quick.
Darryl told me to do it.
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. That's going to be insane if he shows up. Like that's going to be the most heavily watched preseason game in the history of preseason games. And I know people are wasting their time already watching preseason.
Seriously, people are watching that?
I don't even
That's
know what
like
time those games
preseason
come on.
hockey.
I can't even imagine wrapping my head around sitting down and watching a preseason game. Anything over 16 weeks of a season is not worth watching a preseason. When you only have a small, narrow window to fit something through, you need to watch 2 or 3 games in the preseason. When you've got 81 to 2 to 162 games, spring training, what the hell are you going to learn from spring training when you have 162 more games to play?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Now, I went over to check Carson Wentz's game log, and I'm on the ESPN page for Carson Wentz.
Okay.
And I move over to the game log tab, and there On the right is a column for latest videos. And the top video is one of Louis Riddick. And it says, quote, Wentz's tenure in Indy could fall apart if team brings in Foles.
What?
What? Has this been a topic of conversation? Like, are people, have we missed this gem, which is Carson Wentz is playing so poorly that, or is this like something that happened maybe when Wentz got hurt? He's played all 4 games.
Right.
So was this retro to like the preseason? What in the world? This is the latest video next to Wentz. Did we miss something here?
No, we must have missed it.
I'm going to keep missing it.
I'm not falling for it.
Right.
Right.
No.
Now, when did this video? I'm just trying to figure out when this video came out.
He would literally go cuckoo. He would go nuts if that happened.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't know what to do with himself. He'd be done. It'd be a wrap. He'd be finished. There's no way that he could handle, him coming into town and those guys playing together. No matter how good of friends you want me to say this and this and this and that.
No.
It can't work, bro.
You think somebody's going to trade for him before the deadline, though?
No.
Since it seems like Fields is the guy now going forward, Nagy has now realized that there's no sense going back to Dalton.
He saw that it was stupid. That was just stupid for him to do it.
Do you think the Eagles should be sellers at the trade deadline? Do you think guys have played themselves? Zach Ertz, Fletcher Cox?
He's not doing much.
Well, either one of those two, I can see they have value.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
After that, there's not a lot of value.
Honestly, though, Barrett, you're right. I mean, Hargrave, you're not going to trade him by any means.
No.
You just bring in Nelson and Clay or Slay, pardon me. So I'm not even looking at it from that standpoint, nor am I looking to get out personally from either one of these guys. I'm just curious, do you think the team looks at it like, well, we were trying to trade Ertz beforehand, missed that window if you believe that report about Buffalo. Fletcher Cox has been in rumors and all this other stuff locally, nationally anyway, about value when he was playing poorly. If a team comes with a good package, do you turn that down for either Cox or Ertz?
They won't, and nobody will come in and trade for him because the contracts won't dictate it. But one gem that the Eagles have that probably 80% of the NFL would entertain is Andre Dillard.
Oh, yeah?
He's played himself into a way that he can make a whole lot of money if they trade him. He's played well enough that he's made people take notice of his skills.
Yeah, but can they trade him if this Lane Johnson thing lingers on?
Yeah.
Here's another thing, too. Mailata gave up a couple of bad sacks.
He didn't look good on the right side over there.
He's not a right tackle. He's not a right tackle.
Right. So don't you want Mailata back at the left tackle and then play Dillard at the right?
He can't play the right.
He can't.
Well, then Dillard see, we're back to Dillard being obsolete even without Lane Johnson.
Well, he's obsolete to this team.
Yeah. That's my point.
We're talking about trading. If we're talking about trade value, he has the highest trade value out of anybody we've spoken about right now. Higher than Zach Ertz, higher than Fletcher Cox.
But I'm saying that if the Lane Johnson stuff continues, do they move and they trade Dillard? They'd have to move Mailata back to the left spot and then play Driscoll at right tackle?
Right. That's just going to have to be something that,
and Herbig at right guard.
Yeah, they just have to push forward with that because at the end of the day, if they're talking about getting rid of Dillard, this is the most optimal time to do it. His value right now is skyrocketed. He is the man as far as trade value and trade bait. They could probably get like a second round or a first round pick for him.
Really?
Oh, no
first rounder?
No question. There's no question.
Wow.
You know how hard it is to find good left tackles? They could trade him to Panthers.
Here's the thing,
now.
though. He hasn't faced a power rushing end yet. He's faced speed guys these last 2 weeks, which that caters to his skill set, which is his feet. He's not strong up top.
Exactly.
Let's see if he can take on somebody that is going to be a power rusher. I bet he gets his ass kicked.
Well, right now, he hasn't been. He's been
that's right.
Well.
Right.
So, like I said, his trade value right now is up there. They could ask for top dollar for his services right now.
You see how Hassan Reddick blew past Jordan Mailata?
Unbelievable. Like it wasn't even a thing right there. Reddick was just
yeah.
Reddick played
amazing.
For that for that series,
Yeah.
he looked like he was all world.
He had 2 sacks in that series, didn't he?
Yeah. 2 sacks back to back. Okay, here we go. Bam. All right, I got my 2 sacks for the game. I can go over to the bench and get some water now. That just solidified my Pro Bowl.
Yeah, right. Right.
That just
in week 5.
Now I didn't get to see any of the game, but it was one of my plays yesterday that hit with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Did anybody, you guys see any of that game?
No, I didn't watch
that. I tried to. I flicked on it back and forth, but I was working for the
Was it even on here? No, was it a 4 o'clock game?
No, it was a 1 o'clock game, but it wasn't on locally here.
No.
What was the other game on locally?
Nothing at 1 o'clock. It was just the Eagles, and then at 4 they gave you the Raiders and the Bears on CBS, and then Dallas and the Giants on Fox. I had the over in that game. That hit.
The Giants and the Cowboys game?
Yes.
Oh, that was a dream.
Saquon Barkley's ankle.
As soon as Barkley came down, that live bet that one. Cowboys were anywhere from 6.5, 7, 10. Got him in at 11. 4 times over on the Cowboys in that game alone, just because guys kept getting hurt for New York. As soon as you saw that hit from Daniel Jones, where his head got hit, you knew he was out. You knew he wasn't coming back. So you see Mike Glennon coming up there. That was beautiful. Yeah, the Raiders looked terrible.
Yeah,
absolutely terrible.
And how about this stuff about Gruden that's coming out?
Exactly. I don't know. I didn't look it up, man.
I just saw it this morning. I didn't hear about this yesterday because I was kind of half paying attention to the 4 o'clock window.
Me too, but what is it about?
Some old emails like from years ago, like 10 years ago.
Like blabber lips or something like that.
Yeah, he took a shot at DeMaurice Smith.
Right,
and they're considering, saying it's a racist blast. I didn't know what exactly he said, and he took shots at the commissioner too, didn't he?
Yeah, well, apparently the stuff that got public was, and it was right. I didn't know this too, but it was right around the renewal for DeMaurice Smith when this became public, and he was unanimously brought back, and there wasn't a vote in order to bring in, I guess, somebody new to rep the union. Okay. So this came out right around his time. And I don't know. I mean, he gained a ton of public sympathy, I know, and rightfully so, because he was just an innocent bystander in John Gruden's wrath. So Gruden was calling him a liar. According to Gruden, he said he was calling him a liar. And he calls people who lie rubber lips, and said that DeMaurice Smith's lips were like Michelin size.
Michelin size, yeah.
Right. Okay. Which, of course, is going to have a lot of
racial
cultural overtone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sure. To it. So that was Gruden's and then Gruden was like, whoa, hold on, man. I ripped everybody. Where's the rest of that? I haven't seen anything else. But apparently he went from saying that he didn't remember sending the email to whoa, I sent emails ripping everybody. So I don't know. The Raiders released a statement. This is 11 years ago. I don't know what's going to happen as a result of it.
Oh, and they said they hadn't talked to the team about it, so they said once this week starts that they're going to get back to it, and nobody had a chance to really talk to the players or the organization really about the whole email and such. You know what I'm saying? So now they're going to get the onslaught of who's saying what and what's saying who. How do you feel about this? All the players, because now they have an opportunity now to talk to the players. I guess that's what they're talking about now.
Who's they? Like media?
Media, yeah. Media had to talk to the players about it.
Did any of you guys watch the fight?
Yeah,
I heard the fight was pretty good.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it had the Wilder to get knocked down and win.
And
you did? Yeah. I had that on my Osimo preview. And you knew Wilder was going to knock him down. Dude got knocked down twice. Fury got knocked down again twice. He comes up like the Undertaker. I'm thinking this shit is staged at some point. It's amazing. It is amazing. It's almost like
knockout, right? Like the 11th round, was it?
It's got to be it for me and Wilder. Bloomfield and me. I got to give him credit. He was the first one, but said over 9 rounds, or maybe it was over 7 rounds. But he called that one too. That you knew that fight wasn't going to end in 3 rounds, man. Like those guys were. I feel bad though. Like that's got to be it for Wilder.
Yeah, you would think.
I don't think you're going to hear from this dude anymore.
Yeah. I heard it's just two big guys just slugging it out the whole time.
That's what I heard too.
I kind of wish I would have seen it.
I mean, it was a heavyweight fight. It was a heavyweight fight that went double-digit rounds, right?
Yeah.
So, these guys aren't dancing around. Tyson Fury's not bobbing and weaving. He's just taking a hit and hitting back,
That dude, I can remember fighting back when I was younger, man, and it'd be fighting for 5 seconds, and it felt like I was fighting for an hour. I could go through a even one heavyweight round, let alone go 11 rounds just pounding and going back and forth. I'm tired. Even I can remember doing boxing workouts when I was playing ball. I'm like, no, there's no way I could do that. No way. That and wrestling are the two worst workouts you can do. You know what I'm saying? The worst practice
like real wrestling, like
high school wrestling. I remember I played basketball all through high school. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I played a year at Kansas State also.
Mm-hmm.
But I can remember one time, we had like a week off for some reason during basketball season, and it aligned perfectly with wrestling season. And I'm talking trash to my guy Bruce. Bruce, like an all-American heavyweight wrestler. He had like 4% body fat, but he was 6'4", 230. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just a huge dude. He said, "Oh man, you couldn't last one day in wrestling practice." I said, "Man, you couldn't last one day in basketball practice." He came to basketball practice and he ran up and down the floor. It was nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he dunking everything.
Yep.
He could literally play. I knew he could play because we played together at the parks, around the house. So I said, all right, then, well, I'll come to basketball. I mean, I'll come to wrestling practice on one of our weeks off. So I went to practice. When I tell you, that was the worst practice I have ever been a part of in my life. First of all, they heat the room up to 100 degrees. And the way they start out to get warmed up, they just run around that heated room and it just keep running. And then he'll blow a whistle and you stop at a station. They got a rope climbing station. They got a jumper jack station. I mean, they all these different stations. They got a Greco-Roman station. And you wrestle for about 2 minutes or climb ropes for 2 minutes. And then he blow the whistle again. You start running for another three minutes. And then he'll blow the whistle. Then you might have to go to this wall. You have to put the things, walk, and to do that. You had to do that for like a solid 2 minutes. And then you stop. The easiest part was the running part going around, and I was already dying doing that. But every time I blew whistle to stop and do whatever that training was, man, I was so done just from the workout. I'm like, man, I want to quit right now. I don't even want to do this, man. I was like, look, this is enough for me. The room's 100 degrees. I don't need you won this bet, man. But I kept going. I finished the practice. I cramped up on the way home, man. That's how tired I was, man.
It was that bad?
Oh my God. I couldn't believe it, man. I could not believe it. I can remember, wrestlers back in the day, they used to walk around with, like, if they were overweight, they have spit cups that they be spitting in, trying to lose weight.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. There's no way. There's no way I could be a wrestler. No way on God's
and then after the weigh-ins, then really they'd run across the street to the convenience store and stuff themselves because they starved themselves all day to make weight in high school. And then we had this like grocery store, convenience store across the street from our school. They'd run across the highway and go get cupcakes and all this other crap.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Man.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Just load up with all that crap?
Yeah. They'd be sitting there at the lunch table with nothing on the table. These guys all sat at the same lunch table. They're not eating anything, but they're spitting in cups like Barrett's saying. Oh,
taking X-Lax, all that, bro. Trying to cut weight.
That's amazing.
Yeah, walking around in those suits where you sweat,
hot suits,
like the sauna suits.
Yep. Oh man,
ridiculous.
Oh, just trying to get weight, trying to make weight. Like, dude, this is not living, man. I'm telling this guy, that's not living, man.
Right.
Like this dude, he wrestled at his natural weight. His natural weight was 180, but he wrestled at like 130.
Oh my
Can you imagine that?
138.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
138.
Can you imagine that, man? No.
No, like putting yourself through that crap.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
Meanwhile,
I guess it's all worth it.
I'm eating sandwiches, chips, and cupcakes,
Pizzas.
and all kinds of stuff.
Right. I'll see you across the street.
Right.
No, that was crazy.
Go have a Twinkie.
Yep.
The life.
No, that's. Although Tyson Fury looks like he's more of like us,
right?
Than he is one of these guys that's.
Why you gotta love him,
like
man.
Tyson Fury doesn't look like he's taking X-Lax or anything to make weight.
He's not eating a salad either. He's going prime rib.
Right,
Tyson
exactly.
looks like
Put some sauce on that, will you?
He's right around the corner, man. He works right around the corner at the at the local warehouse store, or it looked like he's a trash collector. I mean, he looks like he's just an average guy, man. He's an average Joe, just like us, man. That's the way he looks. He doesn't look like he's in all shape, but
I heard he was partying his ass off after the fight on the Vegas Strip.
Yeah, he was partying before that.
He was partying with some DJ that's big out there. I don't know the guy's name, but
DJ Khaled?
No, not DJ Khaled. But apparently he had his shirt off, and he's going crazy in the club after he beat Wilder. Meanwhile,
are you sure it wasn't Khaled?
No,
all I do is win. He was like shaking around like that.
No, I'll find it. Meanwhile, Wilder's probably got his head in an ice bucket.
Dude, I'm telling you what, that's it for Wilder. Like, Fury is he's taken over this division, but I mean, I don't even know if people could name anybody else in this division at this point either, so that's fair. But yeah, I mean, Fury was just doing whatever. Remember, we had Manuk on, and he was like, Fury wasn't even taking this fight seriously. He didn't even know a year ago he's going to have this fight.
Right.
So
here
still,
it's Steve Aoki is the DJ.
Oh yeah, he's big
some Asian dude. He's really big and popular.
Yeah,
Steve Aoki.
He's like one of the top DJs.
Yeah,
in the world actually. This dude get paid like
they get
$500,000
like
just
rock
to do a
stars.
show. Yeah.
Well, all right. I mean, TikTok stars make more than that. So let's look at what
TikTok
music.
Stars.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What kind of music is this?
It's like dance music. It's like
retro. You know what I'm saying? The Diesel, DJ Diesel.
He's not playing Mobb Deep. Get out, Steve Aoki.
Dude, when I tell you house party music, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, house party.
He's like Diesel. He's like Diesel. He's like Shaq.
Yeah,
Shaq DJs.
EDM. Okay.
EDM. Thank you, AJB.
Who cares?
Yes.
Get out of here.
EDM.
That's the electronic dance music, I think, is what it stands for.
Okay, I get it. Dude, Shaq makes paper, man, just being a DJ for like stadiums. Just kicking it, man. Spinning records.
He's not spinning records.
Well,
he's spinning CDs.
Don't even spin CDs anymore.
You're right. You're right. It's all on the computer, right?
It's all digital.
Yeah. I tell you, to go and see, like, that's a lost art by all means. To see like Biz Markie or somebody like that turn a college out with 3 records.
Yeah, doing a turntable.
Right, with like just 3 records and making 10 different songs off of loops and stuff that he's doing manually that's amazing,
a talent, man. It really is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's something that I don't think will ever be duplicated. And it's not even just like, a quick scratch. You see that new Liberty Mutual? They've got an old school DJ in that thing. I tell you, these commercials are out of these car commercials are out of control, man.
Oh, look at AJB. I listen to EDM.
I hate to do it to me. I now have seen the Coca-Cola commercial though that you've been referencing.
Oh yeah,
Which
one? The one with the dinosaur.
Try it first.
Yeah,
What's awful. Is that?
It's terrible.
It's awful.
It's just terrible.
It's the one. It's like a terrible awful. Now, which one? Do you see the one with the meteor hitting the dinosaur?
No.
Oh, okay. That's the worst of them all. Is this the best Coke ever? And it's a meteor coming down. Barrett, I know you've seen that, right? And the dinosaur.
No, let me see. Hold on. I gotta look it up, man. I gotta look it up.
No. Yes. And it's just like you want to take somebody and throw them through the TV. You don't even want to destroy the TV. You want to take somebody and use it as a vehicle for destruction. I'm just glad Harry saw it. I'm happy now.
I think it's the Coke Zero Sugar commercial.
Yeah. It's insanity. Right. I'm surprised Barrett hasn't seen it. He sees every damn commercial that's out there.
He memorizes them.
Bro, can you believe, man, that I'm still on what's his name, Dr. Rick? I'm still on Dr. Rick, man. He keeps a commercial going, man. You know what I'm saying? He's at the airport. Yeah? Does everybody have their tickets?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody pulls out their paper ticket.
and your girl is in there trying to buy all kinds of snacks.
You didn't.
Maybe I should try it first.
Yeah, seriously. I can't believe. See, Barry, you've seen it, right?
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
All right.
No.
It's god awful. I mean, I don't even. People have just given up. It used to be like subliminal messages and shit sent. Now it's just like, let's see if we can put the dumbest stuff out there on TV and if anybody even catches it. But there you have it.
Dr. Rick's the best, though, man.
Everybody it's going crazy now. I feel like it's almost right. Remember Adam Dunn? He had this stat where it was like he's either going to strike out or hit a home run,
right?
And it was like 2/3 of the time he was going to do one of those. I feel like 2/3 of the time I go to a commercial on one of the shows I'm watching. It's either a sports book or it's somebody selling me car insurance.
Uh-huh.
I can't get away. It's like the woman on DraftKings telling me with Martin Gramatica to sign up. Exactly. Right. Or it's one of the 60 different Progressive or Liberty.
Or the emu is on the treadmill.
Oh,
you're an animal.
Yes.
They're everywhere. I mean, we're fully inundated with them, right?
So you see dude running next to him, he got headphones on.
Yeah.
He's like, excuse me? He's like, well, since you asked.
And even they've got two different campaigns going at the same time. They've got the Limu, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And then they also have the dock when everybody's on that boardwalk. Like that boardwalk.
Oh, yeah,
remember
yeah.
that?
Right.
Right. And they have a new one where that's what this whole thing came up.
Like
they
the
have a new one
Statue of
with the
Liberty's
DJ.
behind them in the harbor and stuff. And they're right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get your wet teddy bears.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's an awful
horrible.
Commercial. I just saw the one with the dinosaur and the meteor.
Yeah.
That is brutal. It's like we went back to 1960.
Right.
I'm telling you, they've given up because we're at a point right now where if something you like or somebody you like or your favorite politician or athlete or entertainer does so, it's like Kanye. Remember when Kanye came out with a song where it was just like basically mumbling over it, blip, 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 right? And people were just sitting there defending it and yelling at it over it was, like a piece of art hanging in the Loire, right?
The Louvre.
Right. And it was like, what? Like we're at a point right now where it doesn't matter what somebody does. People are just going to fight over it.
Right.
Like you can put anything out and it's like, oh, that's incredible. No, that sucks.
Right.
And that's
somebody will say it's great.
Yeah. Oh, it's an amazing piece of art.
Yeah.
It's just to get back and forth with it.
I love
for it to go viral on social media.
Or just to have people talking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing where the goal is just to get people talking, not to get people talking about something specific.
Bro,
it's like, I could put a record out and fart over it, and there would be, some morning music show would spend an hour breaking it down.
Right.
Well, at this point, man, Dr. Rick, some of these commercials, man, are pretty. Like, I miss my calling. I should be a commercial guru, man. They should pay me, and I'll let them know whether it's a good commercial or not. I'm like an authority on that.
Uh-huh.
Because Dr. Rick at this point, they have one commercial with Dr. Rick now where he, they're talking to him and interviewing him about, how he got into being, what is the a parent, he's parent counselor, whatever he is. So they got a new one about that one also. So once I got to look at it again. In fact, when I'm looking over this break right here.
All right, let's do that. You look now. Should we get a couple of commercials to throw at you to see what you? Just to test how good of a commercial tester you are?
But of course.
I don't know if I'm willing to accept that this is your calling here.
Come on, man. I mean,
you won a Super Bowl. It's kind of hard to say that that's not your calling, right?
Right. I mean, how many commercials, man, that we brought to the forefront and really got people tagged on, man? I mean, that's what it's all about, man, these commercials, bro.
Now, how far back do you want to go with these commercials?
No, they got you just since the show.
Current?
Yeah, since the show.
Okay, so I can't hit you with like the Geico caveman or something.
No.
Do you remember that though?
Yeah, I do.
I tell you,
Even a caveman could do it.
Right. It's the first one they ever did is actually really funny. It's the guy sitting there on the set saying, Geico, it's so easy. A caveman could do it. And then they pan to the boom operator.
Right. And it's a caveman.
Right? Yeah. He's like, are you
really,
serious?
Guys?
Seriously? Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, then there was the one that came out early too, where he's on the moving sidewalk in the airport, and he's cruising by a like an ad that's on the wall that says the exact same thing.
And the music, dog, the music that they have.
The song was great.
Yep. What was that song? Do you remember?
No, man.
They had it was okay. We need that song, and we need the song of when they get off the bike. The two of them get off the bike, and then those super hot women are waiting for them as they slowly take their helmets off, and then they look up, and there's that big billboard of the so easy a caveman can do it, and they're just like, all right, they get out, like they just leave, and the hot women are like, all right, we need to get those two songs here. We're back in 3. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe. Which one was it?
All right, it's Roy Scoop. Remind Me is the name of the song in the airport commercial.
How does it go, Barrett? How does it go?
Here you go. Here's it. Look, everywhere I go.
Everywhere I go.
It's Remind Me. It's called Remind Me.
Yeah. That's right. Now, what's the other one? Do you have the other one real quick?
Let me see.
Song, because that's like that also fit it perfectly. Everywhere I go. Yeah, right?
Yeah. It's Roy Scoop.
That's amazing. And doesn't it show him like dejected and he's
right.
He's back, right?
He actually walks back on the machine. I mean,
to look at it again. Yeah.
And then he crosses his arms like.
All right, hold on now. What's the caveman on bike commercial?
It's
on
motorcycles, right?
Yeah, you don't remember that one?
All right, hold on.
Hurt you.
The sound of hurt you. The sounds hurt you.
The sounds, right? Hurt you?
Yeah.
No. ZZ Top. Zoom, 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 zoom. Dun, 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 dun,
no, that's not the.
No, that's that's off the album Tres Hombres. La Grange. That's the ZZ Top song.
Yeah, don't wanna hurt you.
Right.
No, this is a Geico commercial.
Yeah, come on, we're trying to test your metal here. You say you're the ultimate commercial tester here.
It's called No Shame with ZZ Top, the Geico commercial.
No, I'm looking at it right now. It's called The Sounds Hurt You from the album Dying to Say This to You.
Mm-hmm.
When they get off the bike.
Yeah,
the two of them get off the bike. You're thinking of a different.
He's thinking of a different one.
I'm thinking about the one. I have the one that he's riding by himself with a motorcycle with a cart on the side, and is pulling this camper thing in the back.
Yeah,
and, they're riding on it.
That's a different one.
Is it Caveman though?
Yes, Caveman.
Oh, okay. No. This is the one where they get off. They're wearing like those.
There's two hot girls.
Yeah, the super flashy like racing
the
suits.
the leather suits.
Right.
Yeah.
So and it says, and then they look over and they see that big billboard and it says saving money on motorcycle insurance, so easy. And then it has a caveman up there, and then they just put their heads down like
they walk away.
Yeah, they just get out, and the girls are like, "What?" All right, we're back at 3. It's the middle.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Beyond Cooley Law Firm. Find out why they say, We got this.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.
All right, we are back now. Real quick, because I just went down this mini rabbit hole. Do you remember these Geico commercials where it's, you know, we have a problem with our neighbor's fencing, right? And then they're fencing next to each other, right? It's like, we love our home, but there's a clogging problem, right? And
we have
family
rats.
above them.
We have
we have rats, right?
Yeah.
So there are two new ones that I just saw that I haven't seen on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this? One is there's a couple there saying, "We love our new home," and the guy goes, "There's an animal in the attic."
Yeah, and it's the Muppet. It's the Muppet animal playing drums.
Yep,
yeah. It's awesome.
That's amazing. And then the other one is the water. Have you seen the water pressure one? Where it's a couple saying, you know, we love our home, but there's too much pressure in the bathroom. And there's a guy in a shirt and tie staring at the mirror. And then all of a sudden, everything in there starts talking to him. The sink, the outlets. Good luck with the in-laws tonight. Right. Make sure you don't bring up your fantasy team. Don't mention your cover band. Like the everybody. It's pretty funny, man. Barrett, Barrett claims as the all-time commercial tester. So just want to make sure if he's up on these,
bro. I love commercials, bro. I love them.
Where are you on AT&T Lily?
AT&T Lily.
Yeah,
I gotta look and see.
If you do some research on AT&T Lily, you're going to become a fan.
If you're not already.
The commercials are awful, especially the ones where they had her doing the NCAA
Golf?
tournament. No, during the NCAA tournament, they're really awful. But you could put her in a gown or some sort of hot cocktail dress instead of that stupid blue shirt that she wears. She's pretty hot.
All right.
Just go find it. It's all over the place.
Yeah, not easy to miss by all means.
Right.
You know,
right.
By all means,
They
not easy to miss.
And there's a couple of them.
What?
Lily Adams.
Well, that's not her.
What do you mean over embellished?
That's not her real name.
Like touched up?
Well,
you're touched up. Right? What the hell are you guys talking about here?
I don't know what Barrett's saying.
Well, hold on. Look up the best funny AT&T commercials with Lily Adams.
Well, her name's Milana Vaintrub.
I know. Yeah, I know that's her name, but
yeah.
What a name.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's like Russian or something. She's
yeah. Any interest in? Wow, no touchdown tonight is plus 10,000.
Plus, what is it?
10,000.
Wow.
Why not put $25 on that, right?
Yeah,
They'll
exactly.
even let
To
you
lose $25? Come on, man.
Well, yeah, you got $25, but maybe you win 2,500. The small likelihood shot of it.
Right. Yeah, the ends, your end game is there. The initial investment is only $25, but the
Put
end
$5
game
on it. $5 wins 500 if it hits.
I don't know, man. Just
Justin Tucker kicking like crazy. Carson Wentz can't find the end zone. I don't know. It's not insane to think about. Look, I wouldn't bring it up on every single football game, but
no,
it's not insane to think about it.
That might be one of the true possibilities, considering the fact that you're talking about the Ravens, and and Leonard, matching up with the quarterback, having him spy him. That's a pretty good matchup right there. That's a pretty good battle. As far as being able to, shut that offense down, you have to shut down the quarterback. So you know what, that might be a good bet.
Well, look,
$5 for $5.
Yeah, exactly.
$25,
exactly.
25,000.
I had
2,500.
I had Matthew Wolf to win the golf tournament this weekend at 40 to 1, and he ends up finishing second.
Oh,
yeah!
Wow.
Sungjae
Sucks
M
that there's
shot
no
like,
spread with that bet, right?
I
Where
know,
it's like 40 to 1 with like a stroke or two that you could get.
Right. Well, he got beat by 4 though. Sungjae M shot 62 in the final round.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Yeah. So
wow.
I don't feel that bad about it.
Right.
It's not like he went out there in second place and then crapped the bed and shot 75.
No. And 40 to 1, I mean, think about it. 40 to 1 to be in that position alone is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It just sucks that you never get any, those are just like hit or miss.
Right.
That's not easy, by the way. Not easy at all.
You should pull up some pictures of Lily Adams here for the folks.
Well, I think are we allowed to, right?
I mean, you can't put pictures up?
I don't know. I'll pull them up here.
We can't play music. I know that.
No, who do you want to see? Matt Amodio, you said?
What?
What?
Who's that?
That's the Jeopardy guy. Remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Who looks all crazy with that smile?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We did that on Friday or Thursday. Yeah, there was no show Friday, I understand.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I was at that golf tournament and I'm looking at
I don't know.
Yeah, and there was no show. I'm like, what the hell happened?
No,
I have no idea.
That was all me, man. I wasn't in my house. I wasn't in my studio.
Where the hell were you?
So I had to do an event.
Oh, you did?
An event. Yeah.
Yeah, but you still did something. We could have still done something.
So I was in a place we could do it, but we just decided
to bail.
Yeah, to bail.
Yeah.
The show.
Yeah, there we go. That's Lily Adams, Barrett.
Yeah,
from the commercials.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, I'm about to send you guys a picture of what I see when I look it up on my YouTube. Let me show you.
And did you happen to see? Did you happen to see the Eagles fans, the couple that were getting busy in the bathroom at the stadium yesterday?
What?
And yes, in a stall. And the cops,
how do you know they were Eagles fans?
Well, because the whole bathroom was loaded with Eagles fans, and you can find the video; it's all over the place. And the cops arrested them as soon as they opened the stall door and exited. The cops just cuffed them. It was a guy and a girl.
What is going on?
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And people wonder why we.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man.
I saw there was a streaker on the field.
Well, yeah, it was
I
a guy.
thought that's what
I think
you
it was
were
a
gonna
guy
talk
that
about.
took his shirt off and jumped on
It
the
was.
field. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That's like half streak. That's what I thought you were going to bring up. Not that.
No.
Jeez.
And wasn't that awkward when that happened? I knew somebody ran on the field by the way the players were sort of reacting. The announcers say nothing now when that happens.
No,
right.
it's like they're told, right?
They don't want to draw attention to it, I guess.
Well, you see, the coaches
Have
were
either of you guys ever been a part of that? Like, I know, Harry, when you were working sidelines for Temple, or Barrett doing games, have you ever seen anything where, and I guess the easy thing would be a streaker or somebody running on the field, where it's basically the producer, we all see it.
Right.
We all see it.
Well, you know what?
Like you could see the spotter in their head being like, Olsen, we all see it.
Right.
We all see it.
I had that happen to me twice. Once in the NFL, and then once when I was in college. Once
Oh,
when
yeah?
I was in college, we were actually playing Iowa State, and we're smashing Iowa State. We're beating the hell out of them.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then we're beating them 23-0 going into halftime. And we came back out, and like halfway through the third quarter, the streaker is now we're in Iowa, and it's December. No, it's
cold.
November, end of November. And the streaker comes out, no clothes at all, runs across the field. And from that point on, Iowa State kicked our tail, bro.
Male or female?
Male.
A,
Wow.
Male.
a naked dude runs out in Ames,
Totally
Iowa.
took us out the game. We ended up losing that game 26-23.
You guys
bro.
were rattled, huh?
You guys were rattled by a
Straight
nude
rattled,
guy.
straight
Rattled by the rattling. That's crazy.
It was crazy, man. But then also I played we were in Cleveland, and dude wasn't naked or anything. He was just we were beating up on Cleveland, and I'm on the field. It's me and Charlie Batch on the field.
Mhm.
And streaker runs across the field, and the offense is on the field. Well, he runs across the field, and as he runs across the field, he like starts running towards Charlie. So I hop in front of Charlie. He's like, yeah, all right, come on. And he veers off from me, and then he starts running towards our head coach. And as he's running towards our head coach, Harrison comes up, and James Harris comes up, grabs him, and body slams him on his back.
Oh my
Boom!
God.
Wow.
Body slammed him. I mean,
Wow.
you can look at it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. He picked him up and slammed him on his back. Bam!
Wow.
Dude just laid there, holding his back for a while. The police came and arrested him.
Jeez.
Right. But he found the wrong person that day.
So you stepped in front of your quarterback. How about that?
Well, I had to, man.
Yeah, really.
He was running towards him. I had to, I stepped in front
You had
of
no
him. Looked at him.
choice.
Yeah.
Man.
But that was crazy, though. He slammed the heck out of him, bro. Almost broke his back.
Wow.
Let me see if I can find that, man.
Now I wonder what if let's just say he did like break his back and the guy was really severely injured. Is there any recourse for that guy?
No, because he attacked him.
No.
He
Well,
ran
I
up on him.
I mean, he didn't attack Harrison. He was just running on the field, which is illegal. But like, if he gets really severely injured, is there any recourse? I'm just wondering. There has to be an attorney that would take that case.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we see this stuff a lot, not all the time, but we see this stuff pop up, right? Where it's like somebody breaks into somebody's house, gets shot, and then tries to sue the person that shoots him, or like, things along those lines where it's clearly you are causing something,
Mhm.
but you get hit back with something and then you try and retaliate through
Right.
legal means. So I'm sure you're right. There would be a lawyer that would pick it up, but I imagine there's something either in fine print or what have you when you purchase a ticket that pretty much says, hey, you forfeit all your rights when you run on the field like an idiot.
Right.
That's what it says. That's what it says. So if you go, it says James Harrison slams Browns fan.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it says. It shows James just slammed him.
Wow.
Yeah.
He just said, "Don't do it. It ain't worth it."
No, I could see that.
Jeez. But I know in Pennsylvania, like if somebody breaks into your house and they're in your house and you shoot them, you're not in the wrong.
In Jersey,
as long
you
as
are.
they're in your house.
No, if in Jersey, if somebody
Right.
runs in your house, and
Mm-hmm.
I had a problem with this. If somebody runs in your house, right,
Mm-hmm.
and their back is to you, as long as their back is to you, you can't shoot them. They could be in your house doing whatever they want to do, as long as their back is to you. 'cause
Well, then you
can't
just
shoot
yell,
them back.
"Hey, yo!" and they turn around and then you blast them right in the chest.
But see, that's the problem because these criminals know as long as their back is turned, you can't shoot them.
No,
So
really?
if they keep their back, if you're upstairs, you keeping their back shoot, they can walk around your house as long as their back is to you.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
There's
Yeah,
a great
as long as they don't have a gun or anything, as long as they have a
Right.
gun, you can't shoot them if they don't have a gun, if they don't have a knife, if they're not trying to run towards you, you just can't shoot them.
Wow.
This is Jersey.
Yes, yes. I'm like, why have a gun then? There's
Yeah,
no need
right.
for me to have a gun. No need at all.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
That's crazy, man. Here I am trying to protect my house, and as long as this guy's back's to me, he can virtually just run around my house. So I got to turn around and turn him around, then shoot him. Crazy, right?
That's
hey,
crap.
I sent you guys the picture.
Yeah, I saw it.
So you see what I mean? Embellished.
Yeah, very, very embellished, I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit. Tad bit, if you will.
Yeah.
But that happens. It's not
Well,
the end of the world.
then you need to be like like Vic Mackey in The Shield, Barrett. Then you just plant a weapon on him after you did the shooting.
Did you ever finish The Shield, by the way?
No, I haven't. Shield. I got distracted with other stuff. It's good though. I'm going to go back to it.
Yeah, you got. I mean, you talk about landing a plane. The ending of The Shield is, and that's another big reason why I really like that show is because
they did
the
it right?
ending of it. Oh man, they did an amazing job.
Oh, okay.
They wrap up loose ends, but they leave it with like the show doesn't just end. It's not like, oh, that's it, everybody's dead, or you know what I mean. Like there's real life ramifications of what happens, and I won't ruin it for you, but the ending for Vic Mackey is about as perfect of an ending for any hero or anti-hero that you'll find in a show. I mean, my God, it's masterful. Like that, the writing is never something that I would look at and say, it was like Up with the Wire or Law and Order, but it was pretty good. But how they wrote the ending of that, I'm surprised you've never seen that show, Barrett, to be honest with you. The Shield?
I'd watch it every once in a while, but I never really got into it.
Oh man, you missed out. Forrest Whitaker coming in there. I think it was like season 5 or something.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Forrest Whitaker and what's his name? What's Vic Mackey's name again in real life? Michael Chiklis. Yeah, the two of them on screen together at the same time is amazing television.
Really?
Yeah, it's
are they
epic
both?
television.
Are they both cops?
Yeah. So Forrest Whitaker's Internal Affairs.
Oh, okay.
And Vic Mackey, Michael Chiklis is the main guy who's the bad cop.
He has a lot of interactions with Internal Affairs.
Yeah, yeah. But Forrest Whitaker is vintage. Now, I was always like looking, and he's got that finger, and yeah. I saw you. I know. He's always like giving you that squint one eye.
Yeah, he's got that one eye issue.
Yeah. It's all crazy eyed. He's always pointing that finger.
Right.
Now. He's got a lot of that. Like, and it's just amazing because you're rooting for Forrest Whitaker because he's the good guy in it. But it's amazing. Like it's crazy. It really is. I'll just say that. Now tomorrow, we're going to have to track somebody down with this Tampa game.
You see that, though? Look, in the stream, it says
Anthony Becht.
The Hertz Locker. It says, in Jersey, if someone invades your home, you have to retreat in your house before you shoot.
That's ridiculous.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let them prove that after the fact.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Didn't Fletcher Cox call the 911 operator and basically warn him, like, if somebody's not here, I'm going to start spraying?
Right.
Did he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, he had dude's wife in there. Dude's wife is in the house.
Oh, and then dude came?
Yeah, he came by the house, was banging on the door trying to get in, and he calls, Fletch calls and said, "Hey, if you guys don't come in here within the next 5 minutes, don't even come, just bring the coroner."
Right. I know he's got an arsenal.
Right. He's the worst person you want to run up in there.
He gets his stuff at Delaware Valley Sports Authority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm my boy over there.
No, he was ready to go.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty much it, ready to rock and roll.
That's crazy, man. But I mean, it doesn't make sense, man. Like, and you think I'm gonna be retreating in my house? I'm gonna retreat in my house. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And I got my family there. Oh, there's no way this guy's leaving my house. There's no way.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah,
I'm
Whitaker.
leaving my house alive.
Whitaker plays John Kavanaugh is the name of his character in The Shield.
John Kavanaugh. Okay.
Kavanaugh.
That sounds familiar.
He's a lieutenant.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk more about that coming up tomorrow. I was just looking at this game, and it's right around the corner. We should try and track Anthony Becht down.
Yeah,
right?
I heard you say that. We should. He's good.
Yeah. Pop on there. I can't believe that 2 days we're right back to this.
I know. It's a big week, man.
Huge week. I was supposed to shoot a commercial on for NBC on Wednesday. Well, I got to change to Friday, so we're all good. You know what I'm saying? I get the day before to talk about the game and game day to talk about the game. Can't wait.
So what's Friday now?
Friday I have to shoot a commercial.
Oh, you
guys haven't seen my commercials.
You're not going to be on the show yet on
Probably
Friday?
Not.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
the time that they drag their feet about giving me a time. But I mean, if it's not during our time, I will be.
Yeah.
But wait, so are you off Wednesday or Thursday?
No, it's going to be Friday. It's going to be Friday.
I got to change to Friday. I got to change for Friday.
So you're off Friday?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Probably, but I don't know yet. I don't know just yet. I got to wait on them to make their mind up. But I got a couple commercials out. You guys haven't seen my commercials?
No, the commercials you're not getting paid to do.
Right. Exactly.
Ridiculous, man. I don't want to watch those commercials.
No. Dunkin' Donuts. Got no donuts.
I'm not supporting Dunkin' Donuts as a result of this.
Is that what it is? Dunkin' not paying? I don't even think it's Dunkin' Donuts anymore. I think they got rid of donuts.
They paid NBC, but
they paid NBC, but NBC isn't filtering it back down to the talent.
No.
Right.
We'll figure it all out tomorrow. All right. At least we know Barrett's here tomorrow. The three of us are back. We'll track Anthony Beck down as well. We'll see you. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and we'll see you Tuesday.
As a hard-working American, you've never experienced how tough life can be until now. A catastrophic injury while working on the job. A personal injury from someone else's negligence. Turned away by other law firms in the region who didn't bother to learn your story. It's time to meet the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm and managing partner Brian Fritz. Badly injured? Call the Fritz & Bianculli Law Firm. Find out why they say, "We got this."
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
At Stateside Vodka, every new customer gets the world's best rocks glass. Free.
What's that?
A rocks glass?
You're telling me that bottle is cut in half?
You could say that.
Holy shit.
And you're telling me I can get one of these glasses for free?
That's right. One free rocks glass per customer with each first-time purchase of Stateside Vodka. So good, it just disappears.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at IBEW98.org.
Go for the midnight dares. Go for the game. Go for the hits. Go for the fans. Go for the win. Go to Ocean Casino Resort. Book your trip at theoceanac.com.